Special illustration rares are the best cards to pull right now in Pokemon, and the Scarlet and Violet era started off pretty slow, but it really ramped things up in 2024. With so many huge sets that we were introduced to this year, there's a lot of cards that go for extreme amounts. Some of these cards you might even forgot about and you might have in your collection. Make sure to watch all the way through and let me know down in the comments how many of these cards you currently own. Also, later in the video, we'll be giving away details on how you can enter our giveaway for this Surging Sparks ETB. Starting off the list at number 10, we have Terapagos EX Special Illustration Rare coming from one of the latest sets, Stellar Crown. This card currently has a market value of $73.84. It has been on decline for quite some time since the set has released, and I believe it is going to continue to go down in price for a couple reasons. Number one being that this Pokemon isn't quite as popular. It is a newer legendary Pokemon that was introduced in one of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLCs, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero. Although it is a beautiful, colorful card, there's not a huge demand for this card, and also there's not a huge demand for Stellar Crown since there's plenty out there, whether it's on the Pokemon Center website or just packs in general within collection boxes. At number 9, we have Alolan Exeggutor coming from the newest set, Surging Sparks. This card currently holds a market value of $80.42. It did take a small dip after release, but after there was a shortage of this set and it did start selling out everywhere, it started climbing back up in price. I do expect this card to drop back down in price once Surging Sparks is relatively available, whether it's online or in retail stores, just because I don't see it holding this high of a value later on within the next couple months or even within the next full year. I do think this is a nice card, but there's not a huge market for an Alolan Exeggutor or Exeggutor card in general. Unless it is playable within the TCG, I don't see this going up in price. At number 8, we have Hydreigon, also coming from Surging Sparks. I just want to put a disclaimer out there as we're going through the list as well. I am no professional at all. These are just all my opinions, so take everything I am saying here with a grain of salt. This card currently holds a market value of $90.32. The prices shown here, of course, are at the time of me recording this video, so you can always double check to see if the prices might have went up or might have went down in price. This is one of those cards that I feel like isn't special illustration rare worthy. It's almost just like it's a full art card with a dark background. I feel like special illustration rares look a lot better when you show some type of environment behind the Pokemon. But let me know what you think down in the comments. At number 7, we have Raging Bolt coming from Temporeal Forces. This is also the most expensive card within that set. It currently holds a market value of $104.05. This card is actually one that I feel like will be going up in price within this upcoming year since it already has been in print, probably out of print at this moment. There's tons of collection boxes that are going to feature Temporeal Forces, of course, but I don't see it dropping back down in price. This is one of the members of the Legendary Beast, being in the past form, but I wasn't the biggest fan in the past forms that were introduced for the 3 Legendary Beasts. Although this card does have some beautiful artwork and is my favorite out of the 3, it's nothing that I'm desperate to get a hold of to add to my collection. At number 6, we have one of my favorite cards from this list, being Milotic Illustration Rare from Surging Sparks. This card currently holds a market value of $135.08, and this is a card I expect to probably not be as high as this, but be well over the $100 mark within this upcoming year. Just like any of the other Surging Sparks cards throughout this list, it is going to take a dip from the price point it currently is at once the card is relatively more available. Milotic is known to be the most beautiful Pokemon out of all the Pokemon, and it is perfectly depicted here on this artwork. Also, I don't have it shown here, but if you do pull the Feebas Illustration Rare, you can actually put it right underneath this card and it extends the artwork, which is perfect for your collection. You can't have a top 10 most expensive card list without a Charizard card, and at number 5 we have ourselves Charizard Special Illustration Rare coming from Paldean Fates. This card currently holds a market value of $162.10. A lot of these cards that were introduced in earlier sets throughout the year are cards that I am predicting to go up in price since they are technically a little bit older compared to the newer sets which are still in print. Especially this Charizard card, since it is already trending on its way up. It's not something that's just going to dramatically skyrocket up in price or something you can purchase right now and expect to make your money back within the next couple months. But if you hold on to it long enough, it might be a good investment over the next couple years since Charizard cards are always going up in price. At number 4, we're well over halfway through the video, and this is one of my other favorite cards, being the Latias Special Illustration Rare coming from Surging Sparks. It currently holds a market value of $232.62, and I don't expect it to be this high up in price. Just like I said, all the other Surging Spark cards throughout this video will take a dip down in price, especially this one right here. This is an extremely high price point for a modern card that was just released, and if you are looking to purchase this card right here, please do not purchase anytime soon. Wait a couple months and once this card does come down quite a bit in price. I honestly don't even expect this card to be this high up in price at the end of 2025, but who knows, only time will tell. And with this card right here, you can actually put it side by side with the Latios illustration rare, and it does also create a bigger artwork, which would be a nice display piece for your collection or your setup, especially if you're a Gen 3 lover or if you're just a huge fan of both legendary Pokemon. We are now entering our top 3 most expensive cards, and at number 3 we have this Mew special illustration rare coming from Paldean Fates. This card currently holds a market value of $270 and is also the most expensive card in Paldean Fates. If you have pulled this card or any of the top 3 cards within this list, you are extremely lucky, and make sure to let us know down below in the comments. I do expect this card to stay within this price range for this upcoming year, might even go up slightly more in price since it might be a little bit more difficult to pull this card since there is no booster boxes for this set. You just need to go ahead and purchase ETBs or collection boxes to go ahead and open up packs of Paldean Fates. As we take a closer look at this card right here, it is now the perfect time to give you the giveaway details. In order to enter the giveaway, make sure you drop a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed as well, and make sure to drop a comment down below in the comments. The winner will then be announced in the first video that's uploaded in the month of January. Good luck to each and every single one of you that are entering the giveaway. The second most expensive card of 2024 is going to be this Greninja special illustration rare coming from Twilight Masquerade. It currently holds a market value of $324.75. This card was released mid-year and it is actually trending upwards as well. It is taking small dips, but it's slightly going up. This card is single-handedly carrying up Twilight Masquerade, keeping booster boxes at a retail price opposed to previous sets which have dropped down below that retail price of a booster box. This card was actually the first card released in 2024, or the first card released in a main set that was considered chase card worthy. Other than its follow-up set, Shrouded Fable, since Twilight Masquerade we had nothing but great sets, being Twilight Masquerade, Stellar Crown, and now Surging Sparks, and we have a lot more also coming in 2025, so the future of Pokemon is bright. Let me know what you think about Pokemon and where it's at currently right now, and if you're excited for the brand new sets that we have coming up within the new year. The most expensive card of 2024 is going to be this Pikachu special illustration rare from Surging Spark. This card currently holds a market value for an extreme amount of $467.50. This card has dramatically increased since it has been released, and is the first time this has actually happened in a very long time. This is very comparable to the Moonbreon card that was released with Evolving Skies, but I believe the Moonbreon card slowly worked its way up over time. It wasn't like just it was released and went for an extreme amount like this. If you are looking to add this card to your collection, I highly recommend do not purchase it right now. It will drop down in price, I promise, once the set is reprinted. You might just need to wait a while since printers are fully printing newer sets that are coming out, so it might just take a couple months for the price to drop back down in price, but there's no way you should be spending this amount for a card that was just released. I do really like this card, but in my opinion, it's not one of my favorites. I don't see why it's going for this high amount, but let me know down in the comments what you think about this card so far, and if it's something you own or if it's something you're looking to add to your collection. That is going to bring us to the end of the video, but if you want to find out what was the 10 most expensive illustration rare cards released in 2024, make sure to click on this video right here, or click on this other video to enjoy some more content. I appreciate each and every single one of you that made it this far throughout the video, and that's it from us today. I'll catch you in the next one, and bye for now.